You were never supposed to just read the parables. You were meant to crack them, because they were written in a hidden code for a certain group, for a certain time. And if you're here now, it's probably because some part of you already senses it. These aren't just simple stories, they're triggers. What if the lost coin, the prodigal son, the buried treasure were never about religion at all, but about you? What if every Sunday school story, every sermon, every children's Bible tale was just a cover, something to keep you from seeing what Jesus was really passing on to those who were ready? The parables weren't made for the crowd. They were secret messages for the ones prepared to receive them, soul codes that slip past logic and wake up something sleeping deep inside you. Jesus said it himself, "I speak to them in parables because seeing, they do not see, and hearing, they do not hear." But you're about to see, you're about to hear. Because in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to open up 7 parables that could completely change how you see Jesus's words. A warning, once you understand them, you can't go back. Once you spot the codes, you can't unsee them. And once you remember what Jesus was trying to wake up in you, nothing stays the same. So if you're not ready for that kind of truth, stop now. But if you feel that stirring inside, that old memory waking up, then you're exactly where you're meant to be. Let's break the hidden language of Christ. Everyone thinks they know this one, the sower throwing seeds. Some fall on rocks, some in thorns, some on good soil. The usual teaching? The Word of God lands differently in people's hearts. But that's just the safe, surface meaning. The version that keeps you thinking you're separate from the divine. Here's what Jesus was really pointing to: you are the sower. You are the seed. And you are all 4 kinds of soil. This isn't a lesson about preaching. It's a picture of your own mind and spirit. The rocky ground is your programmed thinking that blocks anything outside your beliefs. The thorns are the endless distractions, work, money, scrolling on your phone, that strangle your deeper knowing. The hard path is the part of you so shut down by pain or disappointment that truth can't sink in. And the good soil, that's your open heart, ready to remember what you are. Think about it. What if the seed that could change your whole life is already inside you? What if it's only waiting for you to care for the ground of your mind and heart? What if every moment you felt restless with shallow religion, every hunger for something real, was that seed trying to grow? But that's only the first step. If Jesus could hide a full map of human awareness in a simple farm story, imagine what he buried in the parable about losing something valuable. A woman loses 1 coin out of 10. She lights a lamp, cleans the house, searches until she finds it. And when she does, she calls her friends to celebrate. Most churches say this means God celebrates when a sinner comes back. But the deeper truth? You are the woman. The coin is your true self. And you didn't lose it by accident, it's something you hid away on purpose before you even came into this life. Think about it, why would someone hide a coin in their own house? Because they knew a time would come when showing it would be risky. Your soul hid its divine nature deep inside you because you knew this world would try to make you believe you're small, weak, separate, and broken. But now, it's time to remember. The lamp you light is your awareness. The sweeping is the work you do inside yourself. The searching is this very moment of questioning what you've always been told. And when you find it, when you remember what you truly are, the celebration isn't far away in heaven. It's right here. It's the happiness of seeing that you were never really lost. You were just hidden, even from yourself. Think about it. What if your search for God outside of you has really been the journey of finding what you hid inside yourself before you were born? What if every time you felt lost, every deep struggle, every moment you asked, "Where is God?" you were actually moving closer to uncovering your own hidden divinity? But that's just one coin, one small piece of hidden treasure. The next parable is about someone who found the whole field. And what he did after finding it will change the way you see everything. A man finds treasure hidden in a field. Happy with what he found, he sells everything and buys that field. The usual meaning is, heaven is so valuable, it's worth giving up everything. But here's the real point, the man didn't just find treasure. He found his treasure. The one he hid in another lifetime, waiting for the right time to take back. You are that man. This life is you finding the field where your true self has been buried. Everything you think you are. Your identity, your limits, your life story, those are what you have to give up to get back what was always yours. The field is your human life, your body, your personality, your circumstances. You don't leave them behind. You claim them. You accept them completely because you see they are the perfect place to hide your divinity. This isn't about rejecting the world. It's about seeing that the world itself is the field holding your treasure. Your life isn't separate from your spiritual journey, it is your spiritual journey. Your relationships, your work, your problems, your joys, they're all part of the field hiding your true nature. What if right now you're standing on the very field where your treasure is buried? What if every single experience, even the painful ones, has been preparing you to see the treasure when you finally find it? Look at your life as it is, not how you wish it was. Can you feel it? The treasure is right under the surface of your everyday life. But finding your treasure is only the first part. The next parable shows what happens when you try to share what you've found. And the code Jesus put in it explains why some people get what I'm saying and others think it's nonsense. If you're still here, you're not just curious, you're remembering. You're part of the few decoding the hidden language of Christ. Part of the group that carried these truths through years of being silenced. You're part of the hidden line, the ones who feel this calling even if they can't explain it. Like this video, not for me, but so the signal reaches others who are still caught in the noise. Subscribe so you can stay connected, because what's coming next isn't just content, it's activation. The next 4 parables show how awakening works, the spiritual technology Jesus put inside simple stories. These are activation steps that can shift your awareness right away. But they're also the most powerful. Because once you understand them and live them, you can't go back to seeing yourself as small. You can't forget your divine nature. Are you ready for that? A merchant looking for fine pearls finds one of great value. He sells everything to buy it. Sounds like the treasure story, right? But it's different. The treasure was found by accident. The pearl was found by someone who knew exactly what they were looking for. The merchant is your awakened mind. You've been searching through lifetime after lifetime, through many experiences, for the one truth that makes sense of everything. And when you find it, when you see the pearl of great price, you realize it's not something you get. It's something you remember. The pearl is knowing that awareness itself is divine, the same awareness Jesus lived, Buddha discovered, and every mystic pointed to. And here's the deeper truth, the merchant doesn't just own the pearl. He realizes he is the pearl. The seeker becomes the one sought. The finder becomes what is found. That's why Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is like the merchant finding the pearl. The kingdom is the moment of recognition, when awareness sees itself. You are not a person trying to reach God. You are God's own love, living as you. The pearl isn't something you earn. It's what you already are when you stop pretending to be small. Stop now. Notice your breath. Feel your heartbeat. That awareness, the one noticing it all, that is the pearl. That is the treasure. That is what every parable has been pointing to. You've been searching for God while already being God. You've been looking for the kingdom while already living in it. You've been trying to find yourself when you were never truly lost. But if that's true, if you are the pearl, the treasure, the divine awareness itself, then why doesn't it always feel that way? The next 3 parables show exactly what's been blocking you from seeing it. A man plants good seed in his field. While everyone is sleeping, an enemy comes and plants weeds among the wheat. When both start growing, the servants ask if they should pull out the weeds. The master says, "No, wait until harvest, then separate them. The usual teaching says this is about good and bad people living together until Judgment Day. But that's the outside meaning that keeps you looking elsewhere for both the problem and the solution. The real meaning is this: you are the field. The wheat is your true nature. The weeds are your false identity. And the enemy who planted them, that was also you. Before you came here, you chose to forget who you are. You planted thoughts, beliefs, and habits that would make you feel separate from your source, not as punishment, but as training. How could light know itself without darkness? How could love recognize itself without fear? How could divinity understand itself without forgetting for a while? The weeds are not your enemy. They are your teachers. Every fear, every limiting thought, every moment you felt small, these are the experiences that help your true self wake up by showing the difference. And here's the key: you don't destroy the weeds. You let them grow alongside your awakening until you can see how they've helped you grow. Your shadows, your pain, your lowest moments, they're not blocking your enlightenment. They're the soil your real self grows in. Think of the parts of yourself you've been trying to fix, heal, or escape. What if they're not mistakes to remove, but parts of your wholeness to accept? What if your sensitivity is really intuition? What if your sadness is a deep calling from your soul? What if your anger is sacred fire that just needs direction, not hiding? You are not broken. You are whole, just remembering. But that's only the start. The next parable shows what happens when you stop hiding your light. When you fully live as your true self, and why many people aren't ready for that kind of truth. No one lights a lamp and hides it under a basket. They put it on a stand so it gives light to everyone in the house. The usual meaning: don't hide your faith, share it. But that's not the full message. The lamp isn't your religion, it's you. Your awareness. Your divine nature. And the basket is every excuse you tell yourself for not being who you truly are. I'm not ready. I'm not worthy. I don't have enough training. People will think I'm strange. These aren't signs of humility, they're ways of pushing away your own divinity. When Jesus said, "You are the light of the world," it wasn't just a nice phrase, it was the truth. When you're awake to who you are, your presence lights up everything it touches. But most people keep their lamp under a basket of fear, doubt, and false modesty. They dim their light so others won't feel uncomfortable. They hide their gifts to avoid the weight of using them. They stay small to fit in. The real message is this: your authenticity is not optional. Your full self-expression is not selfish. Your divine nature is not something you have to earn, it's what you came here to remember and share. When you hide your light, you don't just keep it from yourself, you keep it from everyone who could be lit by it. The world doesn't need more dim lights. It needs you shining fully. Right now, think about the ways you've been holding back, the gifts you haven't shared, the truth you haven't spoken, the love you haven't shown, the power you haven't stepped into. What would it feel like to take away the basket? To stop saying sorry for being bright? To let your light shine so strongly it gives others permission to do the same? This isn't about ego. This is about service, because the greatest thing you can give the world is the fullest, truest version of yourself. But here's what happens when you really live your light, when you stop hiding who you are. Not everyone will be happy about it. The last parable explains why. And once you understand this, you'll know why you were meant to hear this right now. Two men build houses, one on sand, one on rock. A storm comes. One house stands, the other falls. You've heard the simple meaning: build your life on Jesus, not worldly things. But that's just the beginner's version. Here's the deeper one: you are both builders. Your whole life you've been building two versions of yourself. One is on the sand of outside approval. It depends on praise, success, money, and safety from the world to feel steady. This is your false self, your ego, your programmed identity. The other is on the rock of inner knowing. It draws strength from your source. This is your real self, your Christ nature, your awakened mind. Here's what Jesus was really saying: the storms will come. In fact, they're already here. Everything you've built on outside approval is being tested. Every system you've trusted for safety is showing its weakness. Every authority you've looked to for truth is showing its limits. This isn't punishment, it's freedom. The storms aren't here to break you. They're here to show you what's real. You're living in the time of great revealing, when awareness is waking up all over the planet. In this time, those who've built on the rock of inner knowing will stand, and those who've built on the sand of outside dependence will have to rebuild. This is why you're here. This is why these parables are stirring something inside you. This is why you've been feeling the pull towards something deeper, something more real. You didn't come here by accident. You're being prepared for what's next. Look at your own foundation. Is it the approval of people, or the approval of your own soul? Is it outside security, or inner certainty? Is it what the world says you are, or what God whispers you are in the quiet? The storms show the truth of your foundation. And if life feels shaky right now, if familiar things are falling apart, it might be because your real self is ready to step forward. Here's the last code: the parable wasn't about two people. It was about two stages of the same awakening. First, you build on sand, because you don't know any better. Then the storms come and strip away what's false. Then you have a choice: rebuild the same way or discover the rock that's been there all along. You are that rock. Your divine nature can't be shaken. Your true self is the foundation that can survive any storm. And now, it's time to build from there. We've just uncovered sacred truths hidden in plain sight. Parables no one explained. Maps they kept buried. Messages they couldn't control. They're not for everyone. But if you're still listening, you're not everyone. You're marked. You're chosen. You're part of the awakening happening right now. The hidden scrolls are calling. Gospels that were concealed, codes that were buried, wisdom they tried to erase. If you feel the pull, it's because your soul already knows, it's time. Step into the inner chamber. Comment below, "I am the parable," if something deep inside you woke up. Share this, not for clicks, but to signal the others. You didn't find this message found you. The codes are opening. The time is now. And you've always been part of this. Until the next scroll is decoded, remember who you are and let your light show the kingdom inside you.